So here's a site I can bet you haven't seen in quite some time. Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new episode of Tritoncraft Season 2. Thank you so much for being here. Hello. Hi. You're way down there because I'm way up here. But we, of course, are looking at our mining shaft. We dug this very early on in the season and everything. But I'm down here in the mining shaft today, and I figured I would come down in here because I wanted to highlight a very specific issue for y'all. That is the issue. And as we go down the mine shaft here, we can actually see that this is still not done. We put little markers here for where some of our lights are supposed to go, but of course these are supposed to be lanterns, and this is all supposed to be designed, and it's all supposed to be built and everything like that. And it gets even worse when we get down to the bottom of the world and we take a look at everything kind of going on down here. Look at this. You can see torches on the ground way out there in the distance. The wood immediately yields to the deep slate, like in a very short distance in. Our minecart track, I think we put this in here around the time the trial chamber was going on, because I was like, ooh, I want to expand this out and make a rail network and do all this kind of different stuff down here. And I just didn't. And the rail system actually isn't even connected to anything anymore because I completely removed all of this to connect up a bubble vader to come down to the little mining area down here, come down into our mining shafts. But I have not put the bubble vaders in here or anything like that either. All this to say, it's time to stop leaving all of these stupid half-done projects around the base. Now, the mining shaft is going to be an interesting one because this is going to be something that's going to basically go on throughout the course of the season. Like, we've obviously got a ton of different stuff, different tunnels we're going to dig, and like as we need resources and stuff like that, we're going to come down here and collect them. So this is a project that's going to kind of continue endlessly, but it's something that I really feel like we need to schedule and put some time toward, because this just this is a huge problem I run into in Minecraft worlds where I will just not finish projects. We still have the village to finish. We still have the ocean fortress to finish. We still have so many different things to finish. Now, we did finish the horse track, and we did finish like the melon and pumpkin farm. So it's not like everything is completely unfinished, but there's so much stuff that is unfinished. And let's not even talk about the nether side of things. I really want to spend some time and get some of this stuff done. So we're going to take a little bit of time here at the beginning of the episode, and we are going to just start digging and just doing some design work in here inside of our mine shaft, so that way it can have a little bit more of a uniform design. We'll probably try to expand out what our little minecart thingy here looks like and all that kind of different stuff. I really just want to stop leaving so many unfinished projects in the world. So that is going to be the focus of at least the beginning part of today's episode, maybe all of today's episode. I don't know. It's still early in the recording process, and I haven't really gotten to the rest of that point yet. So, at any rate, we're going to go ahead and kick into a little mini time lapse. Hit it! There, that feels much better. Welcome back, everybody. This is going to be my little grindy project that we're just going to kind of knock out little portions of just as the season goes on. This will just extend out, and you'll just see little evolutions of it as it continues forward. But we have added more and more of these sections in here with lots and lots of chests for lots of materials, which you would think, I honestly was like, am I doing overkill, like adding all these different chests and stuff like that in here? But no, I'm not. Like, just digging and like going all the way out to where that ancient city is, and like widening out the tunnel to be able to build all this kind of nonsense and stuff like that in here. I'm like rich with materials now. Like, I've got tons and tons of materials, which I'll probably won't come back to the caves for a while. I probably won't need to. I also have tons. Found a couple of iron veins and everything. I've been needing redstone. I actually used up a lot of my redstone doing, I think it was the ocean fortress, all the redstone out there for the auto crafting setups and all that different stuff like that. I used a lot of my redstone resources, so I'm glad I actually have those. I got all these useless diamonds that are basically nothing. The diamonds are the most worthless thing in here, I think. Maybe except for the lapis, because obviously I've got villagers now, so I don't really need to do any enchanting in that sense. But at any rate, yeah, we expanded this out by 3 sections. And we have expanded these sections so that way, like, literally when you look in this direction, like all the sections that we finish, all you see is wood tones, which is really, really nice, which is what I wanted because I want it to look like that kind of thing of like, as they dug out the rock tunnels and things like that here, we had to add in support structure, of course, especially for our minecart track. We had to add in support structure and everything like that to keep all the caverns and everything like that from collapsing. I just thought that that looked really, really, really nice. We now have a new home for our little cart station here. We can pop in here and just bam. And this will actually take us a lot further this time. Wow, that is really, really, really close to my face. Yeah, this actually goes a lot further down here. This is just kind of, like I said, when I need a slow and just kind of, I won't say boring. Boring's not the right word, but when I need just something that's very low-key, low stress, I just need to relax, just burn some mental energy and, you know, whatever. This will be what I'll do is I'll come down here and I'll chip my way through just a little bit more sections of the tunnels and everything down here and just expand out the minecart wheel. I forget how many blocks this goes now. Oh my goodness. I forget. I probably shouldn't. Oh no, never mind. I see the end block. It's right there. Just pass by some diamonds there. You can see there's blocks like this whole thing isn't widened out all the way in different sections here. You can see that there we go. There's more diamonds. There's more diamonds over there. But all right, let's get back to the beginning here because we've got more to show you. Only thing I need to do is remove the number of powered rails I've got in here because I stopped way over here, and obviously we need to stop. We need to stop way back there. So let's just pop that back in there. So yeah, that is our rail system done and dusted. And of course, we move up here into our mine shaft area, and we can see that this has transformed as well. I actually do like that we took natural, like the torch light or the lantern light out of here. And now we just have these windows that can look out into the cave beyond. Of course, nothing can spawn in there. There are a few spawnable spots in there if we didn't have stairs in there. But of course, stairs aren't a spawnable block, so we don't ever have to worry about mobs spawning inside of there. But now this looks like this just nice, like just wooden, you know, little thing was built down through here to accommodate our staircase. And we've just spammed a whole bunch of spruce wood in here to make it look nicer. I mean, it doesn't look a whole lot different from what it did when I started, to be 100% honest, but it at least looks like this nice designed kind of thing. Like it's not a temporary mine shaft anymore, which is what I'm really, really trying to get away from, is that really temporary kind of mine shafty look. I really, really didn't like how that looked, you know, just having things wide open like it was and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, I do like that little just darkness as you kind of come through there. Again, I don't even really use this anymore, though. Like I finished building this, and then the next thing I built immediately was this bubble column here. We got some blackstone walls in here. I've got black glass in the middle here with some spruce wood running up the middle. And of course, this pops out, boom, right underneath here, right outside of where our villagers are down here, right outside of where our little farmer guys are here. So this is just something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time, is just add in a quicker way to get down into the mines here so we can jump in here. And I really, really love this view of it. Like we got our sea lanterns hanging out on the wall coming down there. So yeah, like I said, I built this in here now, and it doesn't really, just because of the way the farm is upstairs and where I built these and because of where this comes down here, it just kind of, I don't know. I wish there was a more natural way to flush it in here. I wish it was turned so it was pushed into the wall, but then where would you put it upstairs? Like there's no good way to put it in here. But regardless, I really, really love this thing, and I think it looks, I think it makes it much nicer for me to get up and down to the mine shaft that's down below, which I think is really nice. And again, we can just pop right up there, and then right back upstairs, and then bam, we're right in the basement of our little house. Yes, hi, Corral of Bees. What are they doing? I'd swear that they were having some kind of battle or something if I if I didn't know any better. So as I said before, we have lots and lots of projects here in the village that are still as yet unfinished. You'll notice over here, over on the right hand side, there are a couple of new houses. So these again just follow the same kind of motif that the other houses in the village did. I decided once we kind of got some of these different houses built in here, I decided that our motif was going to stay pretty similar for all of these different houses here. Same thing with my house and everything, although my house doesn't have that cross beam that goes across the top because my house is a little bit shorter. So it doesn't need that cross beam of that wood like the cartographer's house has. But generally speaking, it's going to follow the same exact kind of block pattern, same exact kind of materials used in construction and everything like that. I dislike that my roof touches there and that roof touches there. I could always shrink the house, and that would probably make it a little bit better. Ooh, I have to cure that. Gotta get those trapdoors cured. Nothing in these yet. I don't know what these are going to be used for just yet, but I wanted to get these houses built here. The only problem that I run into though is because these are the last two plots that we have up here. These ones here, I don't want to put houses in either one of those. Number one, if we stick a house in there in between the cartographer's house and that other big one next to the nether portal, that one right there, that would feel really, really crowded. I was thinking about putting a well right there, maybe if we put some kind of well right there, similar to the ones that we have in like a normal Minecraft village or something like that. I think it would look okay. But the problem is that right underneath this is where our melon and pumpkin farm is. It's like literally right here. And I was kind of like, well, if I build a well, like I'd want to build a functional well. I suppose I can not do that, and I suppose I can just do it based on aesthetics and everything like that, but, you know, I don't know. I don't know. And then I was also thinking, like, what we could do is we could build some kind of garden or whatever, like, up here, like, maybe right outside of here. Like, just some small garden feature. I don't necessarily know exactly what. Not with crops or anything necessarily, but maybe just with... I don't know. Like I'm really at a loss for what to build here. Maybe some kind of statue, maybe a small statue or something like that. Definitely don't want to build any more buildings up here though, because it's already starting to feel crowded up here. I do think maybe we'll end up shrinking the size of that house by one. I'm not 100% sure. I love that white barn roof in the distance. I really, really love that. Looks so good. But it is a brand new day, everyone, and as I said, I've really, really wanted to kind of get back into the village proper and really get some more progress done here in the village. You can already see it if you look over my shoulder there. There has definitely been some work going on here at the village. But before we go over there and look at all the details, let's jump into a time lapse. I've got to say, when I first started placing the blocks for this bridge, I was really, really concerned that it was not going to come out the way I planned it. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking around, for hanging out through the time lapses. We got to get that campfire out of here. That's the last thing that we got to get rid of before the episode ends here. But let me know what you guys think. I love this. I think it's absolutely amazing. I love, like, I added all these little extra bits of depth and stuff in here, these little blocks and stuff sticking out here, so it doesn't just look like a simple flat structure. I really, really love that. Of course, we mixed in some deep slate from our base areas here, the base areas that we have underwater. We've got these nice wider base pillars under the water that are propping up the bridge as it comes up through the top. Let me know if there's any micro farms you guys think we could probably shove into one of these. I don't know how I would ever get in here to, like, manage it or whatever, but these are just big hollow. Well, this one is. I think that's the only one that actually is hollow, because the other two are built, like, into the bank itself. But yeah, I really, really love this. I don't know how the walls are going to look right yet. Like, and that's kind of one of the bigger issues I have, is you notice there's still a couple torches on the bridge here. That's because the lamps that we have, the copper being degraded that one stage, the light isn't as bright, so it actually can't span the entirety of the bridge. That's really frustrating to me, but I don't know what the rest of this is going to look like necessarily to be able to shove all this stuff in here. It's just, but I got to get the walls in here. Like, I've been avoiding it for so long, but I really don't think I can go much longer, or really don't think there's much else I can do in the village without actually building the physical walls themselves. Because if we don't build the walls, then I can't figure out how the bridge is going to transition into the walls and things like that. And that's kind of, I wanted the bridge here first, so that way I could figure out how I was going to build the entrance here on the walls, like kind of around that. I don't know if that necessarily makes sense, but you can get a view of the bridge from the other side here. Again, I just absolutely love this, and I love the bush work too. I love all the different bushes here. We closed up this, there was a big opening there. Closed that up over there, shoved some bushes and stuff like that in there so that we can hide some lighting. This is going to change over here with the way that these walls come down, so we want to wait and do terraforming on that until later. Like, I'm not that pressed about doing it right now. The only thing I really did was underneath the bridge itself proper there, and of course added a bush in there. But yeah, the way the walls are going to come down, that's going to look completely different. So I don't want to necessarily get in there and do too much work until we get our walls in there. I think I added this one in here, but I think... See, and I didn't even think of this. Yeah, I added that one in there, but I don't even know what I was thinking when I added that one in there here. Then we jump over to this side here. I've got a couple of much bigger bushes that are spanning a much bigger area, like a wild overgrowth with the flowers and things like that, because we've got multiple lights and stuff like that all hidden in there, all lighting up the area here, which I think looks fantastic. Same thing over here. We've just got a giant azalea bush that's just kind of spilling down over the edge of the bank there. This is going to be some kind of a watchtower, some kind of a sentry tower. I want the top of it to exceed that peak over there, so it is going to be the tallest thing in the area here. So I want it to be, well, probably roughly as tall as that, or maybe a little bit taller than that, so that way you can see into those plains over there that head off in that direction. I believe that's the east. That's the east over there. And so, yeah, we're going to have a watchtower here. I got to build that in here. I haven't figured out exactly what I want to do for a design for it, but it's going to be pretty straightforward, just pretty simple. It's probably just going to taper up slowly, and then into maybe like a little bit of a like box kind of thing at the top where we can just kind of look out there. It's just a platform just to look out and see, you know, threats approaching the village, maybe from the east, coming from over those plains or whatnot over there. And then this is actually really, I think, even as much as I love the bridge, and I do really, really love the bridge, I kind of really, really love this pathway extending out up into the into the east here, and obviously, you know, meant to kind of mirror our approach into the village here. So of course we've got coarse dirt and cobblestone lining in there. I was trying to think of the way I could do the road, and obviously we've got mud. Mud's a big deal up in the village up in here. We got all sorts of mud over there. Hey, I know that guy. We've got all sorts of mud in here for the pathways and stuff like that, but I didn't want to. I think in the time lapse you'll actually see I did do mud at first, but then I took the mud out because I was thinking, well, if I do mud, then I can't do slabs. I can't do slabbages in order to make it walkable the whole way. And then I kind of changed my mind halfway through. I was like, okay, well, I don't need to make it walkable. What if I just make it horseable? And we don't need half slabs for horsing around here. So I was perfectly fine actually with leaving it just like that. But then I actually do like that it's not the mud, like it's a little bit more dried out. The mud's maybe for the more trodden paths in the village and things like that, or it's just darker, or maybe you could say it's paved and it's broken pavement or something like that. And we had just a little bit more of a rough kind of path going out in here into the mountains. Of course, we've just got lots of bushes out here. We've got our copper lamp designs rocking and rolling out here. We've got some of our, there we go. We got some rocks out here. We've got some of our little moss patches that have light underneath them hidden out here. All that stuff I really, really love. We've got a couple of pillager heads over here because a patrol came through. You might see it. It might be visible one of the time lapses. I'm not sure. But yeah, they came through here while I was building stuff. So I killed them. And now those pumpkins have interesting stems, we'll say. But I love, like, on the whole, like, just to kind of take like a wide view of this area. We'll get the bridge in there too. Like, I love like just this expansive. It's not building in the village proper, in that sense of like, we didn't add any other buildings or anything like that in the village proper, but we expanded out the pathway that leads into the village, and we kind of gave this area more life. We're continuing to transform this entire area because I don't want this to just be a little dot in the Minecraft landscape and then everything else around it is your natural gen terrain and everything like that. We're going to touch a little bit of everything in the entire area around the village eventually, like, you know, over the course of the entire season. Of course, this season's still pretty young. We started, 6 months ago, give or take? Amazing to think of all the work that I've done in 6 months, and that's not even counting the ocean fortress or anything like that, but just this area here. And of course, we can't see the dock down there from our vantage point up here. But like I said, I really, really love this. I think, and it's not anything complicated or anything like that. It's just a simple pathway stretching out up into here. And then, of course, like I said, we head off in this direction out on our plains over there out to the east. But yeah, I kind of like it. Like, let's take a look. Let's get my dumb face over here and let's kind of take a look down into the village proper from the top of the mountain over here. I mean, just that view of home. Just that view of home, like, it's starting to get dusk here. The sun's going to go down in just a few moments here, but we can look down and we can see home in the distance here. And, you know, of course, we take a look down our pathway here. I do love, again, that this just kind of like nice descent. We just see the tops of the copper lamps here. And I like the continuity. Like, if you look at this visually and then you see the coarse dirt there as it kind of continues off in the distance. And that kind of is the way that it is all the way through here. Like, you see the path proper. Like, even though you can't see the whole path itself, there's still a visual continuity there when you look this way. And you can see that, yes, that's the way the path goes. And this path is leading us to home. I really, really love this. You guys have to let me know what you think about it. I think it looks absolutely amazing. But that is going to do it for another episode of Tritoncraft. I know we didn't get back out to the Warden Grand Prix today. We will. Oh, I went off the path. But listen, the path being here does not denote my ability to follow it. Just FYI. Just FYI. We will get back out to the ancient cities soon. I have been doing some more work out there, different things like that. I've actually got something cool to show you guys at the beginning of the next episode. But that's just going to kind of be my background project as I collect materials and as I work to kind of get things done for the Warden Grand Prix. I love this shot of like everything behind me now, because like, look, everything behind me now, all this different stuff that we've built here. And now this beautiful pathway just kind of stretching up into the distance. Oh, I love it so, so much. But yeah, like I said, I've got something cool to show you for the Warden Grand Prix, but I need ice. And I talked about this in the end of the previous episode, that I really, really need ice in order to realize this Warden Grand Prix 2.0 in the ancient city here. My nearest frozen ocean is something like 4,000 blocks away in the nether. Okay. In the nether. Like, it's gonna be a long trip for your boy just to go and get some frozen some frozen oceanage torn apart. I think what we actually might do is we actually may tear apart the nether roof. We may actually get up on the nether roof and actually just build ourselves a safe pathway, just because it's such a long distance. And I don't have wings. I don't have elytra or anything like that yet. So it's one of those kind of things. And I think we might be kind of pushing up on the cusp of the point where I do need shulker boxes. Not wings necessarily. I don't necessarily think I want wings yet. I think I want to still kind of avoid wings because I'm really, really loving this ground level Minecraft experience, and I hate the not flying around for the not flying around portion of it, but wings are kind of that end game sort of thing where once you get them, once you have them and you know you can use them and lean on them for stuff, then you never take them off, and then they just become a permanent part of your ensemble. And I don't want to do that necessarily. I want to actually stay the ground level experience, and the only way to make sure I stay the ground level experience is to not actually get wings. But I still need shulker boxes, because how in the hell am I going to move the amount of ice back that I need to move back to my ancient city? How am I going to move that amount of ice without shulker boxes? 4,000 blocks in the nether, one inventory full at a time, would take an eternity to transport all those materials. So I think before we're actually going to be able to finish the ancient city racetrack proper, we are going to need shulker boxes. Like, we are going to have to actually take our first trip to the end, probably take down the Ender Dragon, although we don't have to do that either. I could just do the fancy, 1-lane bridge all the way out to the end islands and just find some stuff out there and then just die to get home. Like, I don't necessarily need to fight the Ender Dragon, but I mean, maybe it is something that we can finally do, and maybe I'll do a stream for that. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, I'm rambling on and on and on. I love you, beautiful faces. I want to thank you so much for watching. Next episode, we will start back out at the ancient city, start back out there at the Warden Grand Prix, and then question mark. Not actually sure what next episode's going to look like. So anyway, thank you so much to all the fun YouTube stuff. It really does help me. A creeper disappeared over my head. I'll see you next time.
You